The following is a presentation of the Matt Talk Podcast Network.
Again, welcome one, welcome all, welcome you sitting there sipping your coffee or just getting out of the shower, because as I record this, I'm recording this so you have it in the morning. Those of you watching tonight, this is lost on you. I'm Jason Bryant. This is Short Time Shots, your mostly daily look at the wrestling scores and more from in and around the world of wrestling. One question, though. If you are listening in the shower, why? Before I get to the notables and daily updates, we have three major dual meet events coming up this weekend. The 92-team NWCA National Duals, which is official name, would take up an entire show. The 40th annual Virginia Duals, the tournament that led me to the sport of wrestling, and the Budd Whitehill Duals up in Pennsylvania. But before we talk about that, here is what happened on Tuesday. A pair of Division I duels came in the expanded Mid-American Conference, where Kent State topped SIUE 25-15. Kent State picked up falls from Colin, McCracken, and Spencer Berthold at 197 in heavyweight to scream back from a 15-13 deficit with 2 bouts to go and go fall in the last 2 weights. How's that for drama? In the nightcap, SIUE drove east to Clarion in the middle of Pennsylvania and fell to the Golden Eagles 30-13. Top match there saw Zacherl of Clarion defeat Tyshawn Williams 3-1 in sudden victory at 149. In Division III, Alma beat Trine 42-9. Olivet beat Adrian 21-12. North Central prepared for the National Duals by blanking Elmhurst 46-0. Ohio Northern, they're the Polar Bears, by the way, beat Mount St. Joseph 27-17 a day after Ohio Northern head coach Ron Beaschler had amazing steats at the Ohio State-Arizona State duel. UW-Platteville, which is Jim Heath's favorite college, topped UW-Eau Claire 24-20 in a match that featured 12 exhibition bouts. This is one awesome thing about Division III. It might be a pain in the ass for tournament staff, but this one is a key way to get D3 kids mat time, especially the non-starters. NAIA Thomas More knocked off Division III Muskingum 38-14. Best name of the night goes to Thomas More's Wilder Wichman. Registered a fall at 3 minutes and 38 seconds at 1:57, and one of 4 falls for the Saints on Tuesday. The Elizabeth Shue reference, Thomas More, that movie. Anyway. Fastest fall went to Zach Dunn, who picked up the 6 in 12 seconds. Keeping it NAIA, Graceland beat William Penn, the school, not the actual person, 43-12, while Montana State Northern was at Dickinson State, and the Lights came away with a 32-21 win over the Blue Hawks. In case you're wondering, yes, Montana State University Northern Lights. Yeah, very, I don't know. Their logo's like a bear scratch or something. It's like, I want you to look at the beautiful sky and then get maimed by a bear claw. On the docket, in Division II, Seton Hill is at Shippensburg. Emmanuel's at Belmont Abbey. For some reason, UNC Pembroke goes out to Kansas to take on Fort Hays State, while American International will face Division III New England College and Trinity up in Connecticut. In Division III, the Coast Guard Academy is at WPI. McDaniel is at Waynesburg. Hunter's at Scranton. Dunder Mifflin not reporting. Teal is at Case Western Reserve. Kind of forced that Dunder Mifflin reference in there. That wasn't really very good. Screw it. Anyway, in the NAIA, Briarcliff hosts Midland. Bethany, the one in Kansas, takes on York, the one in Nebraska, while Morningside heads up to Jamestown, the one in North Dakota. One duel that's scheduled on the women's side is where the University of St. Mary, the one in Kansas, will take on Central Methodist. Now, we get to those aforementioned duels. Let's see. Louisville will host NWCA's Matt Mayhem. The pairings came out today. 92 teams involved. In Division II, St. Cloud State riding a 54-match dual win streak. They are the top seed. In Division III, top seeded is returning champion Augsburg. They've won 2 in a row. Wartburg has won 11 of these national dual championships. The only 2 teams ever win a national duals championship in Division III, Wartburg and Augsburg. Yeah, doesn't look like that's changing anytime soon. Grandview is riding the college wrestling's second-best dual meet streak in history, like all of history. They've won 81 matches in a row and looking for a 9th straight NAIA National Duals Championship. The only team that I really think's got a shot is Jeff Bedard's Reinhardt squad. That's a relatively new program down in Georgia. Jeff Bedard has got things rolling down there. Women's division has split into 2. We've got 15 teams in the NCAA division. McKendree, the top seed there. We have 10 teams in the NAIA women's division. Campbellsville, the top seed there. Just 8 teams in the junior college, with Niagara coming in as the top seed. The Virginia Duals, this one near and dear to my heart. National College Division 8 teams. Virginia, the top seed, opens up with Kent State. The number 2 seed is Ryder taking on Duke. 3 seed Fresno State. They will take on Maryland. And the number 4 seed Old Dominion, my alma mater, will take on the Quakers of Penn. American College Division, the Golden Bears of Kutztown will take on the Newport News Apprentice School, while number 2 Ferrum will take on the Badlers, cool nickname there for Alderson Brodus. Number 3 Emmanuel of Georgia will make its first Virginia Duals appearance, taking on Waynesburg. And Liberty, the Flames of the NCWA, they used to have a D1 team. They've kept the team around. Jesse Castro is the head coach. They are technically a club. They will take on the Division III team at Averett. I don't really talk a whole lot of high school wrestling here, but this is the freaking Virginia Duals. This is the tournament that 24 years ago got me hooked on wrestling. National High School Division top seeds are Nazareth of Pennsylvania, Erie Cathedral Prep of PA, the number 3 seed, also Cannon Mac. Top 3 teams from PA, no surprise there. McDonough School, the 4 seed, Smyrna of Delaware, the 5, South Dade making its first appearance in a couple years at the Virginia Duals. They are the 6. Camden Catholic, the Fighting Irish, longtime Virginia Duals competitors. They are the 7 seed. And Oscar Smith, main event, Donald Motley's head coaching National Division debut. The Tigers will take on the South Plainfield Tigers, rather. So Tiger style there in the National High School Division. American, it is mostly Virginia teams. Top seeds, Kellum of Virginia, St. Mary's Riken of Maryland's number 2, Bellefonte area of PA's the number 3 seed. Grundy's the 4, Benedictine College Prep is the 5, St. John's College of Washington, D.C. is the number 6 seed. Eastern View is the 7, and Lexington of South Carolina, always bringing a great crowd. They are phenomenal to have fun with and watch wrestling there at the Hampton Coliseum. They bring a huge crowd. Lexington, South Carolina, the number 8 seed. Black and Blue Division, all high school in this division are from the state of Virginia. Great Bridge, the 1, Lansdowne, they are the 2, Cosby, they are the 3, Skyline High School's the 4, Cox High School of Virginia Beach is the 5. My alma mater, Poquoson, the only high school that's been in every single Virginia Duals. This will be their 40th appearance. They are the number 6. They'll take on Bill Swink's Spotsylvania Knights. Actually, at one time, Spotsylvania and Poquoson were in the same region. I'm not sure what the 19 classes they've got now. Anyway, Ocean Lakes is the 7, and Tallwood the 8. All the pairings there at VirginiaDuals.com. Teams competing at the Budd Whitehill Duals. Man, I'm just going to go through as many different teams as I can. This is Castleton, College of New Jersey, Lycoming, Messiah, Ohio Northern, Springfield, Southern Virginia, Cortland State, Oswego State, Washington and Lee, Wesleyan, Wilkes, Williams, Wisconsin, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Stevens Point, and York, the 1 in Pennsylvania. Moving forward now to things in the daily wrestling news, and normally there isn't much in the way of hard news that comes out of wrestling coaches' press conferences, except maybe in Iowa City. Tom Brandt's is like soundbite city there. But especially at Penn State, where much of the information is guarded. Well, every news outlet that covers Penn State wrestling on the regular is a buzz, and not in a good way. Especially about the revelation that Kyle Cannell and Anthony Cassar are done for the year. And according to head coach Cale Sanderson, who's on a Wheaties box right behind me, both have battled injuries their entire career. Well, that's not according to Cale. It's just me writing the script terribly. Shakur Rashid is expected to go 197, while Sanderson announced that Seth Nevels will get the go at 285. There's a link in the show notes here to Intermat, since all the stuff from the Center Daily Times is paywalled, but there's also a link to the Daily Collegian, though. Few changes happened in the NWCA Division I coaches poll, most of them coming as a result of last night's, or actually this would be Monday night's, win by Ohio State over Arizona State, where stalling might have been as called and inconsistently in a duel as I can remember. Yeah, I'm bumbling over that because I'm just bumbling mad about what I saw. I am rarely critical of officiating publicly. But I sat back and watched that thing, and I'm just like, what the hell? Can't help but wonder where the consistency was. I don't care who wins duels like this. I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to Arizona State or Ohio State. Don't care. I want to be entertained by the sport I love. I was more pained than anything. By the way, Iowa's still your unanimous number 1. Little Rock with a feature on its wrestling twins from St. Louis, Jaden and Jalen Carson. Jaden's already got some solid wins this year at 125. Who is Indiana's Donnell Washington? We'll find out with a Q&A from Indiana's athletic website. While Mount Union's Jordan James was named a finalist for the Greater Cleveland Male Collegiate Athlete of the Year award. That'll be presented in 2 weeks. James was just the school's 3rd wrestler in school history to win an individual national title when he claimed the Division III National Championship at 133 pounds last year in Roanoke, Virginia. That's winner by pin. Matt Linland's January camp report is up and out on 5pointmove.com, where there really aren't any participation trophies. Tony Rotundo makes his written appearance. He makes his first written appearance. You know what? I'm not going to edit. Just going to go, Tony, whatever. Anyway, Tony Rotundo makes his first written appearance on the Home Ad Advantage with his thoughts about the rugged Doc Buchanan tournament in California, a.k.a. the Doc B. And finally, we've got another new wrestling program coming to the Southeast as Montreat College An NAIA school in North Carolina announced it would be adding wrestling. That came by their desks on Monday, but since I didn't know the school was or how even yet to say it yet, it didn't make the news. There were 35 new teams announced in 2019. Montreat is the first school to add wrestling in 2020. On the network, On the Mat does a year in review that is absolutely worth your time. The top show notes, nuggets, and clips from the show from Track Wrestling with Andy Hamilton and Kyle Klingman. NC State's Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast returns with host Brian Reinhart and head wrestling coach Pat Popolizio. That also on the network. You can get to read those stories and more from Mat Talk Online's daily wrestling newsletter. Sign up for free at mattalkonline.com/news and get today's top wrestling stories from around the world delivered to your inbox for free every single morning. I even updated the tagline today. No more happy holidays. It's like you're an awesome wrestling fan. Thanks for reading. Mat Talk Online Daily Wrestling Newsletter is sponsored by Resolite. I'm actually wearing a Resolite shirt today. Woohoo! If you'd like to support the show and all the on-demand audio offerings, free newsletters, historical research, you can support this program and the network by making a small monthly contribution like John Reenan does, or a one-time donation by going to mattalkonline.com/join the team. Venmo, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee are all accepted, but here's the perk with a monthly Patreon contribution. You get the cool stuff like the Mat Talk branded shirts, glasses, and hats, the sport's best digital preview guide, shout-outs on the show, and even a guest spot or pitch your show idea for an interview suggestion for a future episode of the Short Time Wrestling Podcast. The Short Time Wrestling Podcast is proudly outfitted by Compound Sportswear. My boy Cliff and the crew, call them up. They'll take care of you. Remember, even if you're watching live on Facebook or listening to this coming out the shower with a hot cup of coffee, which makes no sense, you've always got time for Short Time. One freaking take. Sweet.